آزادی بیان.
言论自由
Free speech.
Do you think there should be any restrictions on the internet?
Well, as long as we have laws in the real space, I see no reason why those laws shouldn't extend to cyberspace. We still have defamation laws, and we can, of course, have a long argument about, British libel laws and whatnot. I mean, not all laws are perfect, but as long as there are laws on data retention, for example, I see no reason why we should surrender those laws when we talk about the internet. So this idea of the internet as a lawless space that needs to remain lawless, I think it's bizarre.
So who should decide what the restrictions are? Should that be down to every sort of individual state, or should there be a sort of international agency that kind of decides this?
International agency. Well, in the perfect world, yes, of course there should be an international agency, but we don't live in a perfect world. Well, I can't give you a more sophisticated answer than that. I'm afraid I can glory about the importance of international agencies, but we all know that very often they fail to deliver. I definitely don't want countries unilaterally deciding on things like censorship, because very often they would use the pretense of stopping the spread of false information as a means of cracking down on political speech. So now in China or Korea, South Korea, we see governments who in name only claim to be eliminating rumors from online forums and blogs, but in fact what they're doing is eliminating speech that disagrees with the government position. I don't want to give that prerogative to governments. On the other hand, I don't want those governments to meet together and produce an international agreement on how to deal with rumors on the internet, which is now being discussed by certain Central Asian countries, China, Iran, and Russia. So all the traditional hurdles and obstacles of democratic and global democratic process and diplomacy, they're all right there when you talk about the internet. They are in many cases made even more obvious, but we don't have solutions, and I wouldn't profess to have any. It's subject to debates on international law and global justice. I mean, all of those debates are still valid and still going on, and I'm not sure there are good ways to resolve them. But here again, I'm just not sure that we would be able to achieve some kind of harmonized set of rules as to how to govern the internet, in part because our laws are not harmonized. Even within the European Union, you still find many parts, at least of legislatures, that are not fully harmonized. And as long as we tolerate that diversity and legal pluralism, there is no way we'll have a harmonized approach, and there is definitely a danger in that. So keeping that in mind, I think the way forward is some kind of a balance between cooperation and then unilateral action. And I would prefer that cooperation focuses mostly on fostering productive capabilities on the internet. So I don't want an international cooperation on censorship. I want an international agreement on e-commerce, something like that. So this is where I would welcome more international action. I don't want countries to come together and decide on the common surveillance standard, because most likely it will not be the standard adopted in Switzerland, it will be a standard adopted in China. So from that perspective, I'm not sure I trust international rulemaking in this particular case.